All right, guys, listen. I guess with the storm and everything that's out there. I just had a power surge and everything just wanted to decide to stop. So let's try this again. And also, I've been having some issues with Facebook and streaming. Man, but we're going to get through all of this. There's been a lot of activity on the internet, and so things are not working as they should or as well as they used to. But welcome to the new normal. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let's pick up again where we left off. Again, if you're just joining me, I'm Richard Cuff, president of CTI Marketing, founder of Nasimba Business Alliance, master greatness coach here at GetReadyForGreatness.com. We're talking about those 7 streams of income, and I've gone over about calculating your net worth. Your assets equals your liabilities plus the equity that you put into the business. And we talked about the labor income. The labor income is the money that you're making with the work of your hands, or so you would think. Honestly, that's not what the labor market is. Think about what is a market? A marketplace, right? Is somewhere where someplace where the 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 seller can take your product to meet with the buyer who came to the marketplace to buy your product. And in that marketplace, you, the seller, have the product, the buyer has the money, you exchange that money for the product. That's the basic marketplace transaction. Without those two things taking place, you don't have a marketplace. Well, when you say labor market, how does that look? Labor market is not the same as the job market. The job market is the work that is to be done, the different kinds of jobs. The job market um, may start off with, when it comes back, it's going to come back with just essential workers. So there will be essential workers working. But I think the shock to the economy is that the job market will not see these non-essential jobs coming back. Those are gone forever. And so the job market has changed, but the labor market is the actual work, the energy called work, and being able to trade that energy for money. So where's that money before you put it? Where's that energy, I should say, before you put it to work? It's in leisure. It's static, it's at rest. The law, one of the laws of motion that says an object at rest tends to stay at rest until it's put into motion. So you're sitting there on your couch, you got nothing but time on your hand, leisure. And now you decide to get up and go to the labor market or the marketplace and sell that leisure time to someone who's looking for leisure time. The I will take your 40 hours of leisure time and put it to work in my job market. So I have to go to the labor market to buy the time and then to bring it over to the job market. And the job market then turns that labor into productivity or product. And then that product goes to a different marketplace where it is sold. And all of these marketplaces work together. And so what we're experiencing right now is an entire crash of the whole economy where all the marketplaces have come to a screeching halt. But that first one, the labor income, is made in the labor market, putting your hands to work. This is where most people are. Maybe I'd say 90, 95% of Americans are in the labor market, and they are experiencing that first stream, and that probably is the only stream of income. Well, the next one is the business income, and this is not being self-employed. You're working for yourself. You're just the one turning your labor into productivity. So it's still labor income. Even though you own a business, the business is not necessarily providing you the income. The income is coming from your labor through the business. But here, in this example, when I'm talking about business income, it's when you start that business and you can walk away from the business. In fact, you don't even have to be in the business. You own a franchise, and the franchise may be, three, four states away, but it's bringing you income. Now that's business income when you don't have to put labor into it. Business income. That's the second stream. The third stream of income is interest earned. That money that your money makes. Now it's a lot of times, it's especially with some of the bank accounts that I work with, bank accounts that I have, they're small interests. You might get 23 cents, 39 cents, you know, monthly interest that if you're lucky, it might add up to $39 at the end of the year. But that's still interest income. That's still income that your money is earning as it sits in a place that is going to pay you interest on your money. But a lot of times you can put your money to work more aggressively by putting it in pools, private investment pools, where people they loan your money out, and they you get interest on that. The companies will split the interest with you. That's interest earned income. The next one is dividends. Dividends is that money that's paid off of shares of stock that you own. Let's say you own 1 million shares of Apple Computer, and Apple pays a quarterly dividend of just $1. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a $1 dividend for every share that you own. So you own 1 million shares. That means every 90 days, there's a $1 million check showing up in your mailbox because you're making money off of the shares of stock that you own. That's dividend income. The next one is real estate income. And let me go back a little bit. That real estate income is just most people, especially those that are coming from the labor market and self-employed, when you see real estate, the first thought is fix and flip or fix and hold. You buy a property that's other than your primary residence, and you put money into it. You pay whatever you paid for it, or whatever you put in to fix it up, and then you sell it. I talked earlier about the equity, or in the sense, I'll tell you what this is called after this. But you sell it, and you keep the difference, and you're making money off of your real estate. But that's not the only way to make money off of real estate. There are multiple ways to make money. And I think I'm going to do a session on just how to make money on each one of these seven streams of income, because they all can be very lucrative before you move to the other one. You want to maximize your certainly want to maximize your earning potential in each one of these streams. But real estate, for instance, you don't necessarily have to buy a property to make money in real estate. One of the easiest ways to make money in real estate is to invest in a fund of real estate stocks, what's called a real estate investment trust. Simon Malls is one of the biggest real estate investment trusts in the world. They own, like here in Jacksonville, the St. John's Town Center, and there are several other malls that they own around the country and around the world. And as they get bigger, their shares go up. So you can go and buy $1,500 worth of Simon Mall shares and watch your money increase as they increase. And you are invested in real estate. You are making money off of real estate, and you didn't have to hammer one nail, or put on one coat of paint, or deal with one collection of a rental property. So there are plenty of ways to make money off of real estate beyond just owning rental property. The next one is capital gains. And this is basically, capital gains comes when you cash in on all the previous four. When you cash in on your real estate, cash in your dividends, cash in on your interest bearing bonds and all that other stuff. And then you cash in, you sell your business, and you take all of that money and subtract what you paid to get in, and what you have left is what's called capital gains. Money, capital, the money that you have gained in the process. In the very end, usually you hear the word profit. That's the profit that you've made, or the capital gains. Capital gains are treated differently than money that is gained through labor or even business income. It's taxed differently, more favorably now, but that's what capital gains are. It's the money that you make after you cash in, sell everything, and what you have left. The federal government even allows you to take the capital gains from your real estate and put it into an account. And I think like for 6 months, you have 6 months, don't pay any taxes on it before you have to invest it into another real estate property. And if you keep rolling that money over, you won't pay taxes on it. So there are plenty of ways to avoid paying taxes on capital gains, but that is certainly one of the best streams of income. Probably my favorite, capital gains. Then there's royalties. Royalties is quickly becoming my favorite though, because this is the money that you make off in your sleep. It's off your grandparents' money. Michael Jackson's kids are making royalties right now off of the records that Michael Jackson recorded when he was um, alive, and he's making more money today than he did when he was alive. And his children are living off of those royalties. Teresa Hines Carey is another one. She the Hines name. She's married to John Kerry, but I think if I'm not mistaken, the number is something like $1.3 million a year. When the heir, the Heinz ketchup guy, died, he was married to Teresa, and rather than saddling her with the burden of estate taxes, he donated all of his money to charity, or put it into a fund um, that wouldn't pay any taxes, or at least the taxes wouldn't be passed on to Teresa. And then she is hired to manage the fund at like $1.3 million a year. And then the interest off of that money is back to the interest income. The interest off of that money is enough to pay her $1.3 million a year. Royalties, again, money that's made again and again and again, over and over. So those are the 7 streams of income: labor income, business income, interest earned, dividends, real estate, capital gains, and royalties. It's all about increasing the value of the asset, whatever that asset is, property, business, or a portfolio of stocks, bonds, all of those valuable, and the value goes up. So now that you've got those 7 streams of income, let's see what you can do to get all 7 of those working. So let's move to the next segment. I want to go into now the this is from our PS Factor 21 Days to Greatness coaching, along with the Get Ready for Greatness Lunch and Learn workshop, the Understanding the Basics of Business Ownership. The PS Factor is your level of conscious awareness of your natural God-given ability to attract a successful outcome in any given situation. So just think of the P as the physical, the S as the spiritual, and the physical and the spiritual are always trying to find a point of balance. But balance, like control, is a myth. It's something you think you have until the moment you lose it. So it's not balance or control, it's more harmony. Or a better way to look at it is priority, that one has to get the priority over the other one. And there are times that your physical being takes the priority, and then there are times that your spiritual being takes the priority. But you have to make certain that you are conscious of the fact that they both exist. And that's what the PS factor is. I love this quote: some people are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. The key is it doesn't matter whether you were born that, you achieved it, or it was thrown on you. The bottom line is get ready for greatness. That's what this program is all about. This course will help you understand the significance of balancing that, there's that word again, quality relationships with an effective and efficient use of time. You also learn how to manage physical and spiritual resources in order to reach your goals and achieve greatness. So in this particular section today, and we're going to try and wrap this up in the next couple minutes, I want to talk about setting goals, how to overcome adversity. We're going to specifically, because we're going over the 7 steps to overcoming adversity, we're going to specifically talk about today um, setting goals that matter. And in fact, I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm going to let me skip past this. I'm going to go into the 7 steps to overcoming adversity first, because this week we're doing that, and then I'm going to come back and show you why I skipped, because today we're talking about the step number 3. But let's talk about this, the meaning of character. You want to get a better understanding. We're going to talk about the meaning of character, help you get a better understanding of extreme adversity, how to make the best of your bad situation, like right about now. It's really bad for a lot of people, but we're going this right here is going to address how do you make the best of this bad situation, and then ultimately how to turn your scars into trophies. So let's start with step one. Remember, adversity builds character. And what's character? Character is it's a description of a person's attributes, traits, or abilities, or a combination of distinguishing qualities or features. What I like is this one. It's you at your best and your worst in any given situation. That's your character. Whenever you are squeezed by adversity, whatever comes out of you, that's your character. Okay. So, but what is adversity? Adversity, of course, is a noun. In a general sense, it's just a state of hardship, affliction, or misfortune. Technically, what we are going through right now with the COVID-19 and the shutdown, that's adversity, a calamitous event, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, uh, pandemic. That's some adversity. But is it extreme adversity? Not necessarily. This is extreme adversity. You know it's extreme adversity when it appears just suddenly it comes upon you. Then number two, it takes you outside of your comfort zone. And we'll go over. There's a training that I did earlier. I think day 7 or 8, day 7 it may have been. But you'll find it. Go to the go to richardcuff.com and you'll see all of the days. But there's a day that I did a training specifically on the different emotional zones that we go through. But that's what extreme adversity. It's extreme only. It's adversity, yes, because it is a calamitous event. That's adversity, but it's not extreme. Extreme adversity has all four of these components. It comes upon you suddenly, takes you outside of your comfort zone, renders all of your current resources useless. They dry up immediately, gone. And then it challenges all 9 character traits of OQP, only quality people. Let's talk about those. You always want to strive to be considered OQP. Um, I was honored to that a friend sent me a video where Les Brown said, you want to surround yourself with OQP, and he says, "Man, let's use your words. You use your stuff." That's cool with me because I didn't necessarily develop OQP to just talk about only quality people in a sense of being in a room full of millionaires will make you a millionaire. No, it won't. Being around millionaires and billionaires will not guarantee that you'll become a millionaire or a billionaire. No more than sleeping in a garage will make you a car, or sticking your head in an oven will make you a biscuit. It's not going to happen. There's some things that have to happen along the way, but you can always strive to get there. That's your goal. But it's not even about surrounding yourself with OQP as much as it is surrounding yourself with the qualities, with the principles of OQP, only quality people. So there are 9 characteristics: physical, mental, um, and then the other 3, emotional, spiritual. The fear God, love the truth, and hate covetousness. These are at that spiritual level, the feelings. And I'm not, when I say feelings as it relates to the spirit, I'm talking about your higher self, your soul, your inner self, the combination of everything that you are communicating with the one that's even higher than you. And at that level, there is no physical being. So you don't have sensation. So when I pinch my hand, I it's not that I feel myself pinching my hand. I don't feel it. I can sense it. There's a difference between a sensation and a feeling. The feeling is the emotional outpouring, the emotional response that has nothing to do with the physical. So there's a higher level of you that's beyond the physical, and that's those feelings: fear, love, hate. Those are the powerful feelings. Then there's three. Three of them are physical: dependable, loyal, and capable. And then the final three: positive mental attitude, willing to go the extra mile, and faith. Man, you put all nine of those characteristics together and you have a powerful personality. But there are people who, if you have just three out of the nine, oh, two or three, man, they fear God and they love the truth. Oh, I want to be around that person. They could have all the other ones could be missing, but because those are so powerful, there are people who form relationships with people just because they're a God fearing man and they're dependable. That's it. Nothing else. Just those two. Oh, he's capable of being president. Let's put him in office because he's capable. Just capable. He's run a business before. He's done all of that, but we ignore all the other traits. Doesn't fear God, does not love the truth, doesn't hate covetousness, is not dependable, he's not loyal, um, no positive mental attitude, certainly not willing to go the extra mile to take any blame, anything, and he definitely doesn't have faith. But he was capable because he ran a big business or because he was a professor in the college or whatever reason we put him up there. Just one out of nine is enough, but it's not enough if you're talking about building the character that should come out of adversity, extreme adversity. Extreme adversity should challenge all nine of those character traits. Number two, we went over yesterday: find the courage within. And this is what I always say: is when adversity comes, the one thing that's true is you find out you have those thick and thin friends. I call them thick and thin friends because when things get thick, they thin out. There are a lot of people right now that are discovering that their friends are not really friendly, not there for them, because you call that friend up now and that friend is not willing to help you because you'll start hearing stuff like, man, I got my own problems. Yeah. And I know that feeling. I really do. Especially, you know, there are people that may not be able to give you the thing you asked for, the $500 to help make your car payment this month. That doesn't mean that they're not your friend because they don't take $500 out of their pocket and put it into your pocket. No, I'm talking about those that are revealed that they were never in your corner, that they never had a desire for you to be successful. And you find that out only when you're going through adversity, a challenging time. It's a sad time to find it out, but I'm telling you, that's why adversity shows up. Now you've got to find the courage within because you got those thick and thin friends. When things get thick, they thin out. So now you got to learn to respect yourself. Don't sell your birthright for a meal. Don't give up um, for the immediate answer. Give up your long term dignity, your success, the potential for the future. Do not make a long term decision based on short term circumstances. Always strive to become self sufficient and scrutinize new relationships. You're going to hear that self sufficiency again when I go back and talk about setting goals. Step number three is keep your eye on your goal. That's what we're talking about today. Is and you want to be motivated. Think about what motivated you in the beginning. What was the goal? My accountant from years ago, he used to say, when you are up to your butt in alligators, it's kind of difficult to remember that you originally went out there to drain the swamp. Yeah. My mom used to say, when your butt is in the lion's mouth, it's pretty easy to determine your priorities. It's there are things that will take you off track, but you must remember what's the priority. Get get accomplished what needs to be accomplished, but don't lose sight of your goal. Writing down your vision, having a mission statement, purpose, and goals, those are really important because those are the things that will help you stay on track. In the nonprofit world, we call it mission creep. When you slowly, little bit at a time, you creep away from your original mission. You started your nonprofit organization to help 5 year olds learn to swim. But then there was a grant that came out to help 5 year olds learn to run track. You figured, why not? I work with 5 year olds. That's some money. I'll get over there, help 5 year olds run track. but there's more money if you start working with middle schoolers and high schoolers. So now you start working with middle schools, high schoolers running track, but then you find there's a grant for high schoolers to go and start mentoring elderly senior citizens and those working in the senior citizens place. And then you find a grant to help seniors, begin to exercise their bodies. And next thing you know, there's a grant to help seniors swim. Now, wait a minute. You're way over here. You started off with a nonprofit organization to teach 5-year-olds to learn to swim. And now you're over here teaching seniors to learn to swim. How did that happen? Mission creep. You just slowly crept away from what your original mission was. You got out there, you're up to your butt in alligators, and you forgot that you went out there to drain the swamp. So focus, keep your eye on your goal. Ask yourself, how did I get into this mess? How did we get so far off track? And what do we need to do to get back on track? And what's needed to complete the journey? A lot of times, the reason why you got away from your goal is you ran out of resources along the way. A lot of people have gone to college, and I've heard stories like this time and time and time again, especially young women. They go to college, they have great ideas, they run out of money. Then they end up making decisions, life choices. Next thing you know, they're off doing something that they would not have ever thought about doing, working some places that they would have never thought about working. They're young men that end up going to college and then suddenly in the army. And because they ran out of resources, direction. But you need to ask yourself what's needed to be certain that you have a plan of action. Also, from God, and it's on me to ask yourself that question because sometimes bringing on a vision exactly that you have, but they necessary to go alone. Now, also, who you be? That's the other thing, man. You do prejudice, uh, all these things, and small-minded. They're giving you advice, telling you what to do, and you're what's so in order to keep your eye on your goal, you've got to consider is being placed on you by the adversity, not letting it cause us to fall apart or miss out on the blessing that's on the other side. And there's a process to coming through this particular thing that you're going through. Who's ever listened to, if you've watched this video up to this point, there must be some reason that you've wanted, that has put you to where you're going to watch this, that brought you to this place. And so there's something inside of you that wants to push past what has been thrown at you, this loss of job, the dwindling bank account, the husband, wife have left, the friends are not calling you back. It came upon you suddenly, took you outside of your comfort zone. All your resources are useless. Nobody's there to help you. And you're being squeezed on all 9 of those traits of OQP. Yes, you're sitting in the middle of extreme adversity. And guess what? As Chris Gardner, who wrote the book, Pursuit of Happiness, that Will Smith ended up doing the movie. His second book, the first chapter in that book says, you got to understand this, Calvary ain't coming. Now what? And you better get that in your mind that when you're going through extreme adversity, the Calvary ain't coming. There's the guy the story of the guy that went rock climbing or cave diving, or cave exploring or whatever. And he went down into this cave and this boulder rolled over and smashed his arm. Now his arm is stuck on that boulder. And he's got one of two choices: stay there and die of starvation, or cut his arm off. Because there's no way that anybody can possibly know where he is in order to come and help him. The Calvary ain't coming. And he's walking around right now with one less arm because he had to come to the understanding that I just got to cut this thing off and go do what I'm going to do. So that may mean you got to face bankruptcy. You got to face foreclosure. You got to face repossession. You got to face horrible credit. You got to go through all of that. Why? Because ain't nobody coming to help you. But what you're going to find is that on the other side, you're going to be able to keep your eye on your goal and you're going to have quite a story to tell. There'll be people that you're going to be able to help come through this thing. Hey guys, that's, I think I've spent enough time on this. Tomorrow we're going to talk about step number 4. I'll just pop over to that one real quick, and that's cherish the small victories. So till then, though, please go to the getreadyforgreatness.com website, create your free coaching profile. Also, log on to richardcuff.com. I'll have all the videos, all the sessions. You'll be able to go back and watch anything that you want to watch. And also log on to the psfactor.com. I haven't updated the podcast in a minute. It's been just one of those things where I'm waiting to just really see where this thing is going to head. I love this format right now that I have, where I'm doing my my unscripted morning commutes, and then I am doing the lunch and learn workshops. And for at least the next 10 days or so, 10, 11 days, I'm going to keep this process going. And then once a week, we're doing a training class. Well, actually, I'm doing 2 now. I'm beginning to build up the network. So the training classes are going great, and I do a more of a specific training in that. And then of course I always do personal coaching sessions, and then we will have the of course the lunch and learns throughout the week, personal coaching sessions, and all of those to benefit you, to help move you to that level of greatness. So again, when you get to getreadyforgreatness.com, you'll find that you can create your free coaching profile. But I want you to purchase the $49 program for just the 30 days. Try it out. See that the coaching is something that you want to get more of. You'll get the book, The Greatness Zone by Jay Forte. Know yourself, find your fit, transform your world. Those that you can see these 3 circles on the book, and that space right there in this Venn diagram. That space right there is the greatness zone. So the first circle is know yourself. So that's know what you're good at. What are you good at? Find your fit. What is it that you love to do? Transform the world. What does success look like to you? And so right there in this segment right here is the combination of knowing what you're good at, knowing what you love to do, and knowing how you want to transform the world. What does success look like? You get that, man, you're in your greatness zone, and greatness is there for you. So that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow we'll be here same time. I want to try and do my best to get here at 1:30. And I apologize, guys, because this is in accounting, we got a lot of stuff going on, and I thought while everybody went shut down, it happened, just the opposite happened with me. In fact, I have this heart. It would be a heart condition if it wasn't a perfect defect, but it's called a right bundle branch block. In essence, my signal is to my heart. It is sort of not normal. And so on my EKG, it makes my heartbeat looks like it's upside down. So literally my heart beats backwards and upside down. So it would just be natural that while everybody is shut down and not working, suddenly from that day forward, I'm working harder than I've worked in the last 25 years, primarily because everybody's trying to get those taxes done now, and financial statements and everything that we have to prepare in order for them to apply for the loans. But that's on the CPA side, the accounting side, but the whole system also provides marketing, customer service as well. So you get marketing, accounting, customer service, sales support, coaching, and all of that in our business management system. I'm not here to sell you any of that, but I would be glad to talk with you about it. So let's talk more on this. And tomorrow, guys, let's meet here. Look around 1:30. I'll make certain to post everything on the Facebook. I'm live on Facebook and on YouTube, but you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Richard Cuff, also LinkedIn at Richard Cuff, YouTube Get Ready for Greatness, and what is it? Which one am I missing? Instagram at Cuff the Comedian. So all of those, I'll keep you posted, guys, till next time, tomorrow, same time. You guys take care.